Hello everyone and welcome back to another retro gaming video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play imported Japanese games on a North American Nintendo 64. So I have a couple games here. The reason you can't play these games on Japanese games on an American system is there is a tray in here that has various notches that are designed to prevent you from playing Japanese games. So I have two games here. Here is Mortal Kombat 4. This is an American version of Mortal Kombat 4, as well as this Japanese version of Diddy Kong Racing. So as you can see, we put the Mortal Kombat 4 cartridges in, fits fine. We then go ahead and try to put the Diddy Kong Racing cartridges in, and it does not fit. That is because of that tray, and on the back of an American Nintendo 64 game, the notches are going to be here and here. These notches correspond with the tray that's in this system. If you had a Japanese tray, they would obviously match the Japanese games and not fit the North American games. So on American cartridges, the notches are on the left and right, basically right on the edge there. On the Japanese cartridges, they're still on the left and right. However, they're a little bit bigger and they are more, they're not on the edge, they're right here. So again, they don't fit. And what you need to be able to do to play these games on there is open this up and install a custom 3D printed tray that doesn't have any notches. So the notches on the tray in here are normally like here and here, and of course the notches will be different sizes depending on which country your system is from. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to open this Nintendo 64 up, take the tray that's in there and take it out, and put this tray in, and then we'll be able to play Japanese games on this system. Japanese and American Nintendo 64s use the same video format, so there's no real hardware difference. It's just that tray. So some tools you're going to need. You're obviously going to need a 3D printed tray. You can 3D print these yourself, or you can pick these up on eBay. Pick this one up with shipping for like $10. Or again, you can if you have a 3D printer or access to one, you can download the files and print this yourself. Next thing you're going to need is a 4.5 millimeter gamebit screwdriver. I got this in a set with the other screwdrivers. You can get these on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. It's like $10 for a set, which gives you this gamebit screwdriver, another gamebit screwdriver, and a tri-wing screwdriver for opening Game Boy Advance games. And then on top of that, you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the expansion pack here. If you have the ejector tool, you can use that. I don't know where mine is. But you can also just use any kind of flat object to kind of get in and lift out the expansion pack. So there you go. If you have the jumper pack in there, you're going to remove that as well. And then we are going to remove, I believe, a total of 5 or 6 screws. So there's a screw here, 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 and here. So it looks like 5 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. These ones have feet on them, so basically these feet will be removed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start getting the screws out of here. And this particular screwdriver is magnetized, so that's a nice feature. And this is probably one of the easiest console modifications I think I've ever done. You're not doing anything with any of the actual like circuitry or anything like that. It's all going to be basically just on the top half of the system here. That particular screw is kind of being a little bit difficult. That's a little bit larger screw, I believe. We'll get that one out in a moment. And then once we actually get inside of here, the screws on the inside that hold the tray in are going to be Phillips head screws. So there's 4. I got 2 more screws to get out. There's 5, and then there's this one that's being a little problematic. Let me just give it a shot here. There we go. So that's 6 screws. We're going to flip this over. We're going to just pop this off. This whole bottom half that has all the actual electronics in it, we're just going to set aside. We're not going to need that for the rest of this thing. And here is the original tray here. So we got this Phillips head screwdrivers here and here. And once I get this out, we can show you how it actually works. You want to be a little bit careful when you take this out so you don't knock these flaps loose here. They're easy enough to get back in to reinstall, but it's kind of just easier if you're just a little careful trying to get it out when you get it out. So set that screw there, and we'll do one more screw over here. And basically the tray looks pretty much identical to the 3D printed one looks pretty much identical to this. So we're going to go ahead and just lift this out. Carefully lift it out. Don't want to deal with the flaps. So here is the notches here. The notches for the American ones are here and here on the left and right. As you can see, let's see what way that went. That went, let's see, went that way. So basically, cartridges slot right into where that slot's supposed to be. And as you can see on the Japanese cartridge, it just does not fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside. Another way you can do this modification without 3D printing anything or buying anything is if you have a Dremel or a rotary tool, you can saw these off. I prefer to keep the tray intact, so that's why I bought the 3D printed one. But if you have like a way to cut those tabs off, you can do that too. One thing is you want this little hole here to be facing the front of the system. So basically this is just going to slot right back onto where it came. And I think that came just loose just a little bit. Hopefully, yeah. So those guys are spring loaded, so they kind of are a little temperamental sometimes. Let me see if I can get it to go on. It's kind of a tough fit because I think the 3D printing makes it a little bit rough, but let's see what we can do. So flaps are intact. Tray is installed. We're just going to re-screw in our screwdriver, or our screws of our screwdriver here. And you don't want to over tighten these. You just want them to be snug. Have them be in there nicely. I'm going to screw this one in. So that should be in there, and that's pretty much it. We just need to put this back on top of the actual system, screw these in, reinstall the expansion pack, and we're then going to be good to go. So we're just going to take this, take our console, drop that on top. We're then going to basically just screw everything back in again. Start off with our little feet here. And again, gamebit screwdriver for this part. There's that one. Okay, that's in. Let's tighten this guy down here. That's intact. Now let me just tighten it just a little bit more. There we go. We just have 2 more screws to do. So that one didn't go in straight. And final screw. Alright, that should be good. Let's go ahead and reinsert our expansion pack. And now, our Japanese Diddy Kong Racing fits right in the cartridge, into the slot, as does our American Mortal Kombat 4. We're going to switch the video over and I'm actually going to get this all hooked up. I'm going to do a quick video showing the game actually running. And we'll be right back with that. Alright, and here we are with our Diddy Kong Racing cartridge ready to go. Going to go ahead and get it powered on. TV's already on. And as you can see, there is Diddy Kong Racing. And we'll get to it in a second. This is one game where it's probably easy enough to play without knowing Japanese, because you're just racing. Some games that are going to be text heavy or like an RPG might be a little bit harder. But here's our character select. Go conquer. And that just is basically telling you about some stuff. And looks like they've already got some balloons. But we'll go ahead and start this game here.
I challenge you to a race.
And there we go. So there is the Japanese version of Diddy Kong Racing running on an American Nintendo 64 using the 3D printed tray to make it region free. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.